2,
1.
Amazing match point. What athleticism.
And there you have it, your APTA national champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there.
Hello, and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Cleveland Racquet Club in Cleveland, Ohio, bringing you the Cleveland Masters Men's and Women's NRT, a 2022-23 APTA Tour event, which is the fifth stop on the ATPA Tour, sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors, also brought to you by Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors Viking, Girachi's Restaurant, Trombold Equipment, Carnegie Investment Council. I'm Jerry Albrights, along with Chris Clamp, bringing you the men's final from Cleveland Racquet Club. We're going to introduce the players now. The matchup in the top left, it's going to be Graham McNerney, and the top right, Randy Lofgren. Going against on the bottom right serving is Mitch Granger, and his partner on the bottom left, Eric West. Do you want to maybe take a quick look at the draw and see how they got here?
All right, we had a full 32 draw here. As we start from the top down, we had our number one seeds get upset in the semifinals by Granger and West, and a nice three-setter. It was 6-4, 0-6, 6-4 to get that final. And then on the bottom half, the number two seeds, Lofgren and McNerney, held their seeding all the way through. Looks like they played Ong and Wheezy, and they won 6-1, 6-1 in the semis. So a much different semifinal on both ends of the draw. I'd like to say today feels like the first real winter day for paddle in Cleveland, Ohio. We've had a nice stretch of 12 or 14 days of 60s and 70s, and then we had some hurricane rain in the 90s on Friday, and yesterday the temperatures dropped into what's considered normal paddle temperatures, and we are actually starting with some snow this morning. We had to turn the heaters on and get the snow off, so we're talking about real paddle weather here.
So maybe we'll start giving you a little feedback of these players coming to the net. Let's see, we're going to get the two seeds are Graham McNerney and Randy Lofgren. And Graham McNerney's newly married with 3 months with his wife Lizette, and he wants to make sure we get a shout out to his cat Olivia.
Apparently Olivia is a great paddle fan.
And his partner Randy Lofgren from Charlotte works at a hospital chain in Charlotte. And he played college tennis at Denison.
Denison is a college in Central Ohio, so not too far from here.
And then they're going against Mitch Granger from Lake Forest, Illinois. And he works at Northwestern Mutual in Chicago, and I realized that wasn't a country club when I was asking him.
No.
And this is his third tournament together with Eric West. And they had a really big win last night, winning 6-4 in the third against the top seeds, Rams and Wagner.
Yeah, it turns out there may have been some illness going around, and they had to take a quick break, and they weathered the storm and pulled through.
Yeah, Mitch was getting sick right after they split sets. He was apologizing profusely, but the snow and the rain cleaned it up pretty quick. During that semis.
He spent the night hydrating and fueling and ready to make a great finals debut here in Cleveland.
So it looks like they're ready to go. And let's see who's going to be serving first. Randy Lofgren will be starting the match off serving. Randy does a roller serve. Takes one warm up, so he does a roller. So we have in the ad court, the lefty is Eric West. And that's one of the things they talked about is they were going to try to not let Eric get too hot during this match. They're going to try to keep him cool. And they know Mitch will be steady and solid, but they want to really make sure the player on the ad, the lefty, doesn't get rolling, because that's what they were worried about, Graham and Randy, early on. Both teams trying to just feel it out. A lot of safe overheads to start. Usually you get some long points early on to get a good warm-up.
Everybody just trying to work their way into the match.
Graham and Randy do a really good job of closing in tight when they realize their opponents are driving. There we saw Eric look for, that's the first drive we've seen from the backcourt. There, Eric drove off his back foot falling backward, and Randy almost made him pay with a drop there. Great pass down the line by Granger. And there's the transition. So easy to transition at the top level. They hit a great shot. They just give up the net and switch back. By the looks of this first point, I'll probably miss my flight.
Nice sneak drive there.
Great lefty spin overhead. That's the one they want to worry about with Eric's heavy spins, the lefty, in the light blue on the bottom right. Granger's at the net. He's the righty, where West is the lefty hitting all the overheads with the light blue. That's the shot they do want to worry about, is Randy in the Lofgren, who's on the ad side in the blue. He's got an amazing backhand, so they did say they don't want to mess with that side ad screen. This is still the first point, right, Chris?
We're approaching shot number 200.
Okay. Because I already lost a score. Luckily, we have a scorekeeper on the bottom left.
And we reset.
Great lob and another transition. Graham and Randy, no, McNerney and Lofgren back at the net. Lofgren's the one in the blue. McNerney's taking that overhead. He's got the headband.
We had our first mistake. That was
A
probably
forehand
close
drive,
to 250 shots.
a forehand drive by Granger.
And it definitely felt like it was match point on point number 1.
Yeah.
There's the lefty. Great volley deep into the court.
Right on the line. Great lob. You notice after a good lob like that, McNerney doesn't even rush back in case he gets past. You normally will see that too, like a first point that goes so long, and that might be the longest point of the match already. We'll see. Lob wide. As Mr. Workman and Rahali always say, don't miss your lobs wide.
I'll tell you what, those 3 points in a row didn't combine to even a third of that first point. Just a quick view over the parking lot. You see some snow coming down here in Cleveland. Little lake effect this morning.
So it was amazing. That it was interesting to see that Lofgren, they chose Lofgren to serve first. He has more of an underhand roller serve. McNerney has more of the traditional overhand good spins. But Lofgren's serve, the roller, and his volleys that roller is really a big part of the game now with these first volleys.
Very much so. Great get right there. He jumped it. He was on it.
So West is serving. He's in the light blue, if I'm not colorblind.
Beautiful two-hander.
So he didn't even come in after that serve. And West has a good serve. You'll notice
And I think that's
Great
sometimes
blitz.
why. Yeah. You get that return down, the ball comes up, and you're up against it.
that's an interesting thing to see. Even guys with great serves, look at how he does not even serve and volley. People at my club get worried that, oh, I have to serve and volley. Look at this top level. That's a great serve, and he still doesn't even serve and volley.
You know, he's looking to see if he can handle the return. He'll hit it and come in behind it and join his partner. And if he can, his partner will drop back to join him. Good challenge right there. Into his left hip.
And there Lofgren got against the side screen and chose a forehand, which he normally lets it get into the backhand, but he likes the high forehand kind of tomahawk shot there.
Okay.
Break a serve. 2-0. McNerney to serve.
Great hands to the net.
The McNerney Lofgren team is really big. You know, like when you drive, they do such a good job of closing and stopping almost all drives.
Well, when you've got two guys with that size, their wingspan.
There's a good
is
example of it.
beautiful.
Granger will learn he can't drive from the green with McNerney on top of the net. McNerney's looking for that drive and will always make you pay when you drive. So a lot of times we talk about not driving from the backcourt, and it's not because we're going to make errors, but it's because our opponents are on top of the net and they could actually get a winner off us.
That's right. The easiest winner is the drop shot. Otherwise, every ball comes back. Looks like a little skid off the paddle there. Wiped his paddle clean.
McNerney serving 40 love, looking for a quick 3-love lead after that first point, which was,
That's a great drive right there.
and there he did go after, he was a little closer to the baseline and bodied Lofgren a little bit better on that one.
And the free point there. And these guys are back in this game all of a sudden. I expect to see a long point here.
Yeah, a little more value now that it's 40-30.
Right. Yeah, looks like maybe that's our second skid off the paddle. The snow just making those paddles a little too wet.
It's a good serve by McNerney to neutralize the anytime you can make an opponent lob on the first ball, that's a good sign.
Boy, Lofgren's all over that net, isn't he?
Look at how McNerney's just staying behind and then gets back in. Lets Lofgren roam a little bit and then sneaks back in,
Had a look.
and they got it. Advantage, McNerney. A 3-love lead would be really nice going into this final. Again, value point here.
Big drive. Great volley.
Good move by Lofgren, moving to the center, knowing that McNerney wasn't coming back into volley. Switching from the backcourt, getting Lofgren in the blue to the ad where he likes it. It's going to be very difficult for that team to hit the side screen to Lofgren's back, and there they did.
Great
Good
point
overhead.
to get it to deuce. I would imagine this is a very important game for the returners. They got to stay in this set.
So if you notice with the lefty-righty, West is the lefty in the light blue, and he's on the ad side, so they have their backhands down the middle, but look at what he gets out of it. They actually like their backhands down the middle. You know,
Right.
you always hear forehands down the middle. West and Granger are doing a good job of driving that middle ball, especially with West moving over like this. So traditionally you see lefties, other than Broderick, lefties a lot of time play the deuce. But in this team, newly formed team, this is only their 3rd tournament together.
I think they figured it out quickly. That's their strong suit.
There's that play again, but he missed it. But again, I like the way he's looking
Yeah.
to drive that middle ball with his backhand.
That's his ball.
And he was right on that baseline.
All right, back into I formation. Had a good look there.
You think maybe West is pressing a little bit off his drives?
I think so.
They are the right balls, so what do you suggest? Maybe wait for maybe 1 or 2 more?
If you could just push them off a little bit further before you go for it, you might have a little more luck. They seem to be right on the net, so even if you make it, they've been on it for the most part, and I think they got the nick for the win. Okay, for over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, fast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all the platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com.
Yeah, it is in my lap. Let me know how this is.
Okay, at 3-love, they're going to have to make a stand here and get back into this set. Otherwise, they're going to have to retool and look for the
Granger
second
serving. That's a good play by West to just poach right off the ball and get to his side that he wants to be. He wants to be in the light blue on the right side. So now with a lefty-righty team, they're looking to get their overheads down the middle.
Love 15.
Just maybe a little nerves right now. That was probably a mistake he doesn't usually make right there.
So again, we're at 4 straight overheads down the middle. You'll notice how the middle's being utilized. All safe. They haven't even tried a side screen yet. There's our first side screen overhead, and look what he got.
Yep.
He got what he wanted.
30.
You know, even though it's his strength, Granger's strength, West's strength is his lefty overhead into that side screen, but Graham jumps and gets it high.
He also got his strength.
Love 40.
Yes. Love 40.
Game. Lofgren McNerney leads 4 games.
Maybe they
to
think
0.
it's the second set of their semis yesterday where they went down 6-0. They took a little break.
That's right.
Maybe the ill effects of the sickness,
Right.
but they were excited for this
Oh,
final.
the spirit's there. There's no doubt about it.
They're gonna
They're not going to
15.
give in.
I don't
They're
even
go
think
for
they're
it.
going to give up this first set that easy.
Fifteen all.
Lob long.
I have to find out. Have they been in a finals this big together?
That was definitely their biggest win over Rams and Wagner in the semis.
Okay. That's a great ball right there.
15-30.
McNerney a little indecisive about rolling that or just sending up the lob to get Lofgren back, and he got caught there. I like that chip play from West, and then moving in a little bit to see if Lofgren pops up the volley.
30 all.
There's a lot of spin on that roller.
30-40.
That's twice on that first ball.
Yep. They've
They
challenged him
spot
twice.
bodied at the net person who's already stationary there.
Great cover.
Love that play where once they passed him, West got right on top of the net. Lofgren's back in from the ad side now, from the deuce side now. I wonder if they're going to switch from the back because their normal sides are the other side, but they look content just staying there and not going back to their original sides.
Great play on the big spinner, but
Yeah. He read the spin.
Granger
Okay,
West.
they're on the
score
board.
is now 1 serving 4.
one ball to rule them all. Viking is the one ball consistently chosen for the sport's highest level tournaments, league play, social events, and weekend outings. Viking is the one ball to rule them all.
So they got their game,
Yeah.
and it was more of driving body. You know, they got a few errors from McNerney at the net, a transition error, and also a lob. So no missed drives was better.
You know, I think when you're talking about these taller guys up at the net, sometimes going right at them is the play because they can certainly stretch out and reach most of the court width. But when you body them up, you can earn that error.
And if you go long on a couple of those drives at their body, they're big bodies. That's the disadvantage. They
Correct.
can't get out of the way as
That's
well
right.
115.
on some of those drives.
Okay.
West is very quick there. So like they both went back for the same overhead, and once West realized it, he sprinted in and put pressure on that next drive, which was a good play. There's the roller. They both have that roller. I love the way they're mixing up the overheads between push and then heavy spin and then a little bit of a roller. So there's all three in a row right there.
Great call right there to take that ball.
I like to sometimes notice the court position of the back players also and notice if they start creeping in. Graham's always looking to maybe blitz, so if he starts hitting some good lobs, he's going to make his home a little bit more in the blue. You'll notice McNerney, who's on the deuce side, if he starts feeling comfortable with his lob, he's going to start positioning himself a little more in the blue. I love that play. And look how Lofgren went right. He's just playing I now. And now once he gets the net, now they get back into transition. I love how once they pass him, Lofgren runs into the net. He's all over the net, and McNerney waits until Lofgren gets a hold of the net. And now they have their two up at the net. Most times both players run in, and they sometimes get caught halfway.
Big time.
Nice
I'll tell
point.
you what, McNerney
50-30.
covered 4 times off the side wire that was hit a little too hard for Lofgren, and 4 times he easily made that ball and kept it going, where a lot of us sometimes reach out for those balls.
30 all.
All right, 30 all, big point here.
They seem to be playing Granger and West a little bit better up until that.
30
But
40.
meaning the points are a little less errors and the sun's coming out.
Yeah, sun's coming out. We'll see if that makes a difference here. Lofgren and McNerney are looking right into that sun off to the right.
Oof.
Game.
Too far back,
Lofgren, McNerney.
too low,
They lead 5-1.
Ill-advised.
First set.
ill-advised, even from us.
Even from us.
Love.
Well, we were hoping that at 4-1 they would get that game to make it a closer set, but these guys have really played tough, extending the points well beyond what
So
the
at
far team wants.
5-1 down, what are you thinking about here?
Well, I think these guys are just trying to catch their rhythm. So I think if anything, you're just going to play a really good game, get into the flow again. So when you do, if you were to start over, you can pick it up right away. I don't think you want to give up an easy one and feel like starting over with no momentum behind you. Nice drive.
See, I like that ball there by West. A little bit more roll on it.
The big bodies are just covering the
Again.
net.
It's a great drive. He did everything right. He drives middle, but Lofgren all over the net with the drop.
Deadens the hands, drops the ball.
Even there.
40
Even
left.
if that goes over, Lofgren is just in a perfect volley position.
That may have been a little frustration right there.
So you meant maybe down 5-1, just let this set go. That was their strategy.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the second set.
Okay. Strombold Equipment, the #1 choice for sales and service of pumping equipment for over 60 years. Geraci's Restaurant, award-winning pizza, classic Italian dishes, and inviting atmosphere. Proud supporter of the official pizza of the Cleveland Masters. All right. Quick mention in the chair, we have Matt Ottaway. He is umping his first finals. Appreciate your effort there, Matt.
Yeah.
So that first point, let's go back to that. I think I may catch my flight again.
The first point was probably the highlight of the match so far. It was maybe 2.5 minutes long, and it looked like it was going to make for a very close set.
So what I would say, even though West has a great backhand, he needs to really make sure he's doing it to the off-net person. Like, I wouldn't say stop driving because that's what he wants to do. He's an aggressive player, but he's got to pick his spots and make sure he's getting McNerney and Lofgren off the net a little bit better.
Got him with that volley.
Again, there's the pass, and there's Lofgren charging the net to make the other player pay for not getting out of there in time.
Love 30.
This is what they
And
don't want to
faults
happen.
are not good.
Yeah, this is what they need to play some points and get their rhythm back, and to give them free points is not going to be a recipe for success right now.
One of the things, could this be more of an experience thing, do you think at all? Because you know Lofgren and McNerney have been in this situation
Yeah.
before.
Definitely. You know, I think it's an experience thing. I think it's We had a player that was sick last night, and maybe he's just a little off. And I think you've
Wow.
got two big guys at
What
the
a
net
play
that
by
are playing
McNerney.
really well right now. And
Caught them in a switch.
when you add it all up, it's 6-1, 1-love.
Now it's 1-love. How'd you know
That's
that?
right. Well, I was one shot ahead.
And this is your first time, too, and you can predict.
was
You're like Tony Romo in football. He predicts the play.
That was a beautiful, almost a half volley down the line. Quick off the rise. I'm not surprised. These guys are changing sides quickly. They like the way the momentum's going, and they're going to try and keep it going at this nice quick pace.
Lofgren with the roller.
15 love.
You usually don't get free points off the roller.
No.
But you usually get a manageable first volley. If you're missing the roller return, it's not a good day so far.
Wow.
15
He went a
off.
little too big there.
I felt it got a little bit low for him. Lofgren serving in the blue. McNerney at the net volleying in the white long sleeve shirt. That is Granger on the far side with the red sleeves. And then West in the ad side, the lefty with the light blue. In case you're just tuning in, Lofgren and McNerney won the first set handily 6-1. And we're in the second game of the second set here, where Granger and West are trying to get their legs underneath them.
I like what they did there with those deeper lobs and then driving the deeper player.
Yes, driving at the player off the net. But this team's really good at also protecting the net player. Like Lofgren will poach when he realizes McNerney's off
Yeah.
too far. Now McNerney will help him here, watch. And he lets it go. See, he doesn't get rewarded
Right.
for a great drive.
Nope. And we just hit the reset button. Oh.
He got rewarded for that one, though.
15.
And again, that was more of a roller drive. It wasn't the one you're not going to get back this one, where it goes so far past him. Good return by
Okay.
West.
40.
He was doing the chips a few times. I like him moving up and going after the two-handed on that.
30
That's
40.
Again, another free point with the roller. Still a break point. West needs to go after this backhand here, or a forehand. They got him confused, but there it is again.
Yep. All
Again,
over.
he tried to find the off person,
That wingspan.
but McNerney was all over the net again with the drop. That's what they do so well. You can't just hit to one person. They're always protecting each other. A good team knows when their partner is off the net and they look to protect. Graham's got some good overheads also. I think I would have liked to see good push middles. All right, he's snuck in the corner of Granger, and Granger has to understand he's got a lob there. You're not beating this team with any chip drive.
No.
So you're either lobbing or driving. No in between. There we go. And it's not like West and Granger are not fast. They're a quick team, and this team's getting away with good drops because of their tight net positions. See, one player goes in, West goes in, gets the net, Granger now follows. You know, looking at last night's match a little bit, I felt West and Granger were doing a much better job of the bigger overheads, spin overheads. Maybe just they're not getting anywhere doing it with Lofgren and McNerney.
It definitely seems that Lofgren and McNerney have been at the net a lot more, whether they get that transition early and they get to take over. And, of course, when they're up there, it's been
That's a
lights
good
out.
lob. There it is. Again,
Yep, there it
same
is.
exact play. They got Lofgren off the net, but McNerney's up there to protect, and he nullifies a drivable ball because of the big body and the drop.
Well, he does a great job of being able to deaden that hand a little bit. That drive's coming big time.
I love that drive. That was a good
Yeah.
one. He needed that. I don't know if he thought McNerney was going to sneak over and cover more middle there, but they're all big, but 2-0 down.
Yeah.
This game is huge. West is really sneaking over. So if you notice, West's position is more middle, baiting them to go to his side screen. But then they got it in there. When you leave that middle, you want to make sure your lob is good enough to go middle. If it's a good lob, wander middle. If your lob is not good enough, stay more in your corner there. So you'll notice West in the blue, he's really right on that middle line.
Yep.
Baiting them to go to his corner. Ooh, I like that one down the line because he got beat with the McNerney poach a couple times, so he went behind him.
Yeah. And obviously, if they can take the net away from them, that's going to have to be their game plan because these guys look really good at the net right now.
Add in.
Again, another big drive from the baseline. If it goes over, where's Lofgren? Right on it. Yeah, there it is, the down the line drive again. Yes. That's twice Granger pulled the down the line drive to get it past McNerney. That might keep McNerney home and not poach as much off those good lobs to Lofgren. That was better. That time Granger went with the lob when he got pushed into his corner instead of the chip drive. There it is. He found Lofgren. He's finding McNerney's forehand, which he actually likes, it seems like, on that forehand volley. There's the move on the other side. Now Lofgren's protecting McNerney at the net.
Wonderful drive there.
Great drive. And there we had both guys at the net that time too.
Yep. Great two-hander.
Break point here.
Oh,
Missed it wide.
okay. They had to fight for every single point, but
First second set is tied at 1.
So you keep telling players the higher level you go, the more better shots, how often you have to do. Some matches you only have to hit 2 good shots to win a point. Sometimes you have to hit 7, 8, 9, 10. The higher level you go.
I'll tell you, with the sun that's coming out, we've got a very bright sky because it is an overcast day. So the sky right now is extremely bright with the sun.
That was a good break there. Obviously, when you only have 2 games, it's a good one, but 1-1 in the second set. Granger to serve. McNerney returning from the deuce. Lofgren on the ad. Great return. One player in. That's a waterfall into the corner. Too early for the drive there, I think, from Granger.
Granger was not on his comfortable side, and it showed.
And McNerney and Lofgren, being an experienced team, know that, and they're going to bait him in a way to get a free first point maybe.
Love 30.
And there's a free point right through the middle right there.
Was that Sun or no? Or just
I believe no, but they're facing the opposite way, so just confusion.
I noticed Granger has a very high toss, but he hits it almost like a tennis serve. So when he gets it to the screen, he can get in, but if they take that off the deck, he might not be able to get in as far off of that big serve. That's what a lot of people ask. What serves do you choose? Depends if you want to go a bigger serve where they can't drive, or are you looking to do a softer roller serve where you can get into the net better? Those are some things you're thinking about and when you choose your different type of serve. Ooh, that was too much spin for McNerney to try to drive that one, I think.
And here they come.
And they have them on their opposite sides again. So now they're doing their switch better. They got out of their they got back to their positions. Lob long.
I think the pressure of those guys at the net caused that deep lob there. They've got to get him off the net.
1540 knows the high toss and the big serve. Let's see if he can serve and volley after it.
34.
I believe that fell in.
Ace. Yep, that's twice Lofgren hit the good returns and blitzed following it. So he's on the Granger serve, it looks like, and he's going to hit the return and follow it in. One of the strategies I like to do if I'm hitting good returns, send my partner in sometimes, or I'm sure they discussed,
They won the first set 6-1.
hey, if I hit a good return, I'm going to go in.
Right.
I don't like both players going because then you don't have a protector up there.
A lot of times that off player will read the serve, and if they see a good low ball, they're gonna take that chance and go in. If they see the partner struggling or the serve's a little too good, they know to lay back.
I like to see them still high-fiving, keeping positive energy. You know, one of the things they said that led them to their semifinal victory was their grit and their competitiveness.
Yeah, their will to win.
So Granger and West are not going to go away.
Love 15.
Little too cute right there.
2Q for a first shot, 2-1, maybe 4-1. I would do that, but 2-1, it's still.
West really looking for that backhand.
15 all.
That's a good serve, right into the body, challenging West's backhand there.
He knows he wants it, but he knows
Yep.
he can get it in there. And
And they're not feeling the returns yet. So you want to, if you can get off this court without them getting there, that would be better. Because like they said, if West is going hot, they want to stay away. But if he's going cold, they want to make sure he continues to miss and pressure him.
correct, they felt that he could take over the match when he was hot enough. So they've done a great job of avoiding that so far.
Another great body serve by McNerney. That serve to the ad side.
No. 40-15.
Another lob long. You feel those lobs are going long because of their height?
Definitely, and the fact that they're trying to get him off the net as well with their height. They're trying a little too much.
They're just pressing a little bit.
I haven't seen a slash overhead winner though, so I don't think I'd be going that deep with these lobs. I would just be putting some lobs in.
Yeah, we haven't seen that.
No,
That
it's not
cutter,
like it's not like you're getting beat with the cutter and stuff. So why press, especially down? You need to bring your lobs into the service
Score
line.
is 1 serving 3.
You can't be missing lobs long, giving out free points right now. 1-3.
1-3.
West is serving, 1 serving 3. Second set. Lofgren and McNerney on the far side. Won the first. And are cruising right now.
Needless to say, this is a must-win game.
I guess we could probably say that about every game now.
Especially
At least for one
especially
team.
the last one.
At least for one team. They look very composed from the backcourt, very
Yeah.
calm,
They definitely,
staying patient with the lobs.
they're very comfortable right now.
And I think they're thinking, let's see if they can actually beat us right now. They're just staying nice and patient. See those little chip drives work when both players are off the net. That chip drive wouldn't be working against Lofgren and McNerney.
No.
They always have one man tight, like even there.
Here's our first cutter.
Yeah. And
15.
I was saying this yesterday, when you're in transition and you're going back, don't try to beat a team like McNerney and Lofgren as they're in transition. Just send it up. Give up the net. You already gave up the net for a reason.
Hit the reset.
Don't try to get the net back that quickly. If you wanted the net, you wouldn't have left the net, right? So you're leaving the net, so give them the net.
I'm going to use that.
Again, still off the net, this team. And, yep.
Yeah, what a quick move.
40.
Yeah, again, McNerney hits the pass. Lofgren sprints in and makes the other guy pay
Yeah.
for not bailing.
Granger looks up, and Lofgren's already got the ball behind him.
I don't
great
want to say
move.
the ladies in my clinics did that this week, and they didn't bail quick enough either, but I guess. And then one of them says, hey, you got to lob that. If you're going back, you got to lob. I'm staying up there, so I have time to get back. Good overhead.
40.
Yep.
Lofgren still knows he shouldn't be missing that. What a
That's a-
chip. That's a great return,
It's
right?
a great return.
And that lefty serve to the side screen.
You know, he took a little pace off that ball, put it pretty much on the ground, and earned the error.
You know, sometimes we talk about maybe McNerney not having the forehand drive, but that chip drive did really well there.
A proud partner to the APTA, Fusion curates what's next in branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, and your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end product selections for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate identity. We create a stress-free shopping experience with a custom online stores and quick custom ordering to get the gear you need now with any hassle. Visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion provide you with the gear to fuel your brand. Great challenge, but McNerney was up for it.
There he went for the same play, the down the line, but
You
missed
know,
it. It's just,
The presence of these two guys is really
Yeah.
starting to weigh on the two on the baseline. They feel they need to do a little something extra to earn, and now they're collecting errors.
Love.
That's 3 quick errors in a row. 40 love.
maybe they want to get a flight to catch too. Looks like us. Or me, sorry. You're local.
Now there's our first great cutter of the day.
McNerney.
Right back into the net.
For the second set
That
one
is
serving 5.
1 serving 5?
Yeah, at 4-1, you're comfortable enough to make that shot.
Yes. And 40 love.
And 40 love.
What I like about McNerney, though, he doesn't really worry about the score. If it's the right ball, he will do that shot, any score. He's got a great slash.
It's definitely a point ender when you can. Well, either way, it's a point ender.
I love it. The return and the blitz, and then he couldn't get it, so he just goes back.
All.
Now McNerney can try that forehand.
Right.
Maybe he's going to work on that forehand during this 5-1 game. I like it. He came through that a little bit better. He had a little bit of roll. He didn't
Little
do
roll
his chip.
took the edge off, and it dipped
Maybe
into the
this
court.
is what he needs to hit that forehand. A set in 5-1.
He jumped it, but didn't make it. But he was on it.
You know, where are we at? 30 all. 2 points away. You know, those are good overheads, and that time it worked, but they're just against those good overheads against a strong team. When they start reading it, it's frustrating maybe. Like, hey, these overheads are normally hurting people and I'm getting freebies. Today they keep coming back.
Those overheads got him to the finals.
Right. Those overheads, and nice transition.
It's a great shot right there.
Wow. McNerney didn't bail there.
Some nice sportsmanship there.
Is that match point?
Match point.
I think Granger needs to bounce it a few more times. Let's keep this going. I would do a Djokovic 10-ball bounce. Transition.
And there
and
you
it's
go.
over.
Match.
I'm going to head down and
McNerney win.
interview our winners.
Okay.
6-1 in the second set. Nice play.
I'll tell you, from the start of the match, Lofgren and McNerney never felt panic. They were ready to go from jump. They took a 4-1 lead and never gave it up. Very entertaining match. Like to once again thank our sponsors, Viking, Geraces, Trombold Equipment, and Carnegie Investment Council. We're going to stay tuned and have Jerry interview the champions. I'm looking at the draw here. We had, we had a huge Pittsburgh presence this year. I would say over half of the draw was well supported by local city Pittsburgh, and they certainly had enough representation in the semis. I think 4 out of the 8 semifinalists were from Pittsburgh, so they definitely have a great paddle scene over there. The final today was 6-1, 6-1. We started the match with a point that was almost 3 minutes long. Unfortunately, it was probably the best point we had in the entire match. It had the feel of a match point, and maybe it was. I can't remember who won the first one, but if it was Lofgren and McNerney, essentially it was a match point. Here we've got a look of the finalists right there. Jerry's made his way down. Matt Ottaway is out of the chair. In true paddle fashion, the umpire was present but not really needed, as it was a very fair match. It looks like Jerry's grabbing the champions and is going to interview them. Okay, we're going to head down to Jerry now, who's got the finalists.
Welcome back. We're here with our winners of the Cleveland Nationals, Graham McNerney and Randy Lofgren. Amazing job, guys. That first point was amazing, and then what made it so easy after that?
I think in the first point, we want to establish the tone that, like, if they were going to win, it was going to take them 3 hours, just to let them know that we're not going to go down fast. I think they love playing fast, and they're incredibly good at it. So we just wanted to set the tone early and say, well, if you're going to win, it's going to be on our terms, and I think it did the job.
Another thing I noticed is they weren't getting any success with their spin overheads. You guys are great defending and also great at protecting each other with the drop. What did you think of that?
It certainly helps with Graham that can cover 3/4 of the court. They played great, and they're figuring out great overheads. I think Eric's is going to be pretty explosive real soon.
And you mentioned that beforehand. If Eric was a little cold, you wanted to stay on him. And did you work with that during the match?
Yeah, I think our goal was to move Eric as much as possible. He likes to be involved and just get his paddle on as many balls as possible. So I've played with a lot of guys like that, and you play it almost one board at a time. You keep creeping him over one board, trying to pull him further, and then when he overextends, you push him right back behind him. So we were just playing a little game of yo-yo with him, trying to keep the ball out of his hand as much as possible, and then make it. I think our number one goal was when they were driving, it was on our terms. One of us was always on top of the net, or both of us on top of the net, so we were always ready for a drive.
We called that because we did say that in the commentating that you always protect each other really well, and a great team and a great final. And congratulations to both of you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
That is a wrap here from Cleveland. Make sure to tune in December 10th through the 12th on our next stop in Detroit. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you. Patty, good job. Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.